So I said, look, either you're going to make me a sandwich or I'm going to find somebody who... Oh, hi. Hello. Welcome.
Having deja vu.
Welcome to Superstar Spotlight. My name is Eric Cole, the voice of Wrestle Club. Usually, my partner, Paris Duremio, is here with us. She is a little bit under the weather and decided to take the day off, which honestly, I saw her, and it's much better for all of you out there in TV land to not have to look at that. But what you do get to look at is my guest on this episode of Superstar Spotlight, the current Idaho Wrestle Club Potato State champion, Mr. Mustache Jonathan Monroe. Jonathan, thank you. Welcome to the program. Thank you for being here.
Is it TV land anymore?
I don't know.
You're showing your age.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Welcome. You have been a staple of the Idaho Wrestle Club for a very long time now, starting all the way back when you were Big John Henry.
Yep.
Part of a tag team with Missing in Action, Bronco Bill Lee. Let's talk a little bit about that. How did eventually you guys were together for a while?
Yep.
Eventually you decided that he wasn't worth your time.
Yep.
And
I think COVID kind of decided that for us. So
that
was right about the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
well, either way, you stepped out on your own and embarked on the journey that led you here today. How do you feel? How do you feel being that you chased the title for a while?
It's a good feeling because started off as a tag team, and that was not the initial plan.
Right.
And so both Bronco and I, first day practice, or training, I guess, we were both there, and I'm trying to think. There was the two of us and two others that are no longer with the company, and I remember when they told us that, hey, we want you guys to tag team, and I'm thinking, okay, cool. I'm thinking, I don't know, LOD, or at that point I was really big on the Revival or FTR for anybody that cares.
Copyright 2026 AEW.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. They said, no, we want you to, be potato farmers.
Couple of good old boys.
And I thought, no. I wanted no part of that. And I was just like, that was not my... And I think the thing that got me in trouble was, during practice, I started talking like a redneck, and, we started having a lot of fun with it. And then one thing led to another, and I went, uh-oh.
So the thing where, be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. And so I can't do any other accents really good. But my redneck is right on. So, that's kind of how that one came about. And I wasn't happy with it at first, and then it kind of grew on me.
Okay.
So, and did that for a little while. And
so there's a lot to be said about evolving as a character, and keeps you happy, keeps the fans on their toes.
Sure.
They don't know what to expect. And
definitely.
I personally think the God's Gift character might have been one of the best characters we've seen in Wrestle Club. And then, of course, the transition into the Gentleman's Club, where you won Tag Team Gold with Dr. Steve Superb.
Yep.
That was also a great tag team. I thought you guys meshed really well together. How did you feel about that, that tag team?
I really enjoyed it. It was a different dynamic than the Spud Brothers, for sure. Spud Brothers was more, I don't want to say comedy, but, kind of leaned more towards that. And while the Gentleman's Club did have aspects of, the comedy stuff, there's more of a serious edge to it. And so, and plus, despite recent history, Dr. Steve and I get along really good. So, had a lot in common. So...
Recent history being when he sort of attacked you.
Yeah.
The kids fair.
So
that was fun. That was interesting.
It was,
to say the least. But we'll get to that. We'll get there. So God's Gift, Jonathan Monroe. You then became a cult leader.
Yes.
And caused a lot of trouble for the outlaw Rusty Livings and his family, which I personally loved. It was one of my favorite things. I was fully on board the God's Gift train, 100%. So let's talk a little bit about that. How did that come about? What made you decide this is the next evolution from the Jonathan Monroe?
I think once again, I just kind of stumbled upon it, honestly. And so I can't remember what the heck I was watching, but you look at there's so many, like, we'll use cult leaders. I mean, very well spoken, influential, and all that stuff. And honestly, it was just something to have a little bit more fun with, and so that was really about it. But you know, and I saw something in Gabriel, and still do, and you know, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
honestly,
and you know, I think it actually did a lot to help Gabriel Garcia become the character man that he is today. I think he got the tutelage that he found under the wing of Jonathan Monroe. I think, I mean, this is just my opinion, just from what I've seen watching on the sidelines, calling the action. He really grew as a performer under your watch. Yeah. And I think that was great for him and great for you as, you know, and for lack of a better term, an elder statesman in the business and Wrestle Club. So I thought there was a lot of fun stuff and a lot of good that came out of the God's Gift cult. Speaking of your early career, let's talk a little bit about your first match. What was it like stepping into the ring for the first time in front of people in a crowd? And
man, that was something. So my very first time, I had been training 6 weeks.
Oh wow!
And
that's pretty fast.
It was really fast, and I was not ready. And I don't remember if it was obviously by necessity, whether it was injury or people not being with the company or whatever, something opened up. And so my very first match was with Punketto.
Which one?
The Punketto, Ultimo.
Ultimo Action. I hate him the most.
I don't know. I'm not an well, all of them.
Yeah,
I really don't like any of them.
Pedazo, Oscuro.
That's the one. That he's a clown, literally.
For real.
But anyway, no. So that was my first match, and I just remember I was so excited.
Sure.
That I went around. I mean, I ran to the ring, Ultimate Warrior style. I'm high-fiving everybody, and I get into the ring, and I was so gassed that I was like, uh-oh. And, you know, and then just trying to remember all the things. You know, I mean.
Now, for those of you out there who are not wrestling insiders, gassed is a term that generally means out of breath, tired.
I was dead. So, very much so.
Which is why cardio is so important.
Well, the funny thing is,
wrestling business.
Yeah, funny thing is, like, you can go to the gym and run miles, or even like go out on the street and go run miles. Completely different.
Oh yeah.
Than I mean, unless you're in the ring, then you know it's a whole different world.
It sure is. It sure is. So you wrestled Punketto, your first match.
Yep.
How did it go?
I was on the losing end of it, so I mean, sure. I don't think very well. But no, I mean, for what it was and how little experience I had, I thought it went pretty good. And so, but you know, I would have wished for a little bit better, or maybe even a different outcome. But you know, it's what it is.
Yeah. So now 6 weeks is fast. Generally, that's not how long before somebody gets in the ring. It takes a while to.
Well, and I was told probably minimum 6 months.
Yeah. And
so that's what I expected. And that was my first one, and then I probably didn't have another one for at least a good 6 weeks on top of that.
Okay. So you were able to get a little more training in, get a little more comfortable.
Yeah. And I was training on a pretty semi-regular basis at that point, probably like twice a week at least.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it wasn't just kind of, here's the ring and go for it.
Yeah. Hey, welcome. It's your first day.
Yeah.
Here's some spandex. Go take care of it. Go do what you gotta do. Go do the thing. Right.
And nobody wears spandex, or very few. But,
Speaking of which, you are currently, I've said it a couple of times now with the last few shows, in the best shape of your career.
Definitely.
What's the routine? What's a what's the workout routine for Jonathan Monroe?
So I'll have to give a shout out to Luke Powers. I know that's probably not the popular thing to do because he's a bad guy, I'm a good guy, and all that aside, I had been trying for so long to, I've done the gym for a better part of 20 years now, and I never really had my diet like dialed in, and that's probably the number one thing that I kept hearing about, just anybody that, I'd see be like, what are you doing? Well, abs are made in the kitchen. I'm like, I don't want to hear abs are made in the kitchen. I want abs to be made here, and I want to go home and have pizza. I took into, I was having shoulder problems, back problems, and it was just like nothing seemed to, work. And it drove me. I get emotional. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's okay.
I got mad because I was like, I don't know how much longer my body can do this. I was like 34, 35 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I just turned 43.
Yeah, which is geriatric in the professional wrestling.
In the wrestling world, yeah.
Although not so much these days.
No, but
not like it used to be.
Sure. Back in the day, 40, 50-year-old Hogan, that's an old man right there. So... But anyway, I just got so tired of basically being sick and tired. And I've always had, part of the reason why I wore the outfits that I did, because, I got a nice upper body, but I also had a gut, and I just wasn't really proud of my body. And so anyway, fast forward when Luke joined the club, he's training to be a personal trainer, and I said, okay, what can I do?
Yeah.
And, well, you're going to have to do this. And I went back to the abs in the kitchen type thing,
Yeah.
Luke put together a plan, and, I got looking at it, and started it up. And the first week I lost like 3 pounds. Nice. And I went, okay. And then the next week it was like 2 pounds, and I was seeing progress every week, and so I was like, okay. But I started that back in July. I was down 23 pounds, and I've shot back up, and we've made some adjustments, and so we're still working on it. But I look back at pictures from even God's Gift, and I go, oh my gosh, I just cringe because I'm just like, oh, I can't believe I look like that. But I always wanted to, if I'm going to be on TV or perform in front of people, especially without a shirt on, I want to look the part.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I started with Wrestle Club, my very first show that I went to, I saw the guys that were in the ring, and I went, I can do that. And a lot of them don't go to the gym. And so I don't know what it's like now, but if I'm going to be doing it, I want to look the part, and I think it's important to look the part.
That's fair. Absolutely. It gives people something to strive for.
Sure.
And something to emulate. Like there's that classic phrase, right? Like the women came to see me and the men want to be me. That kind of a thing.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And
fixing, because just the exercise alone, while I was going to the gym, I wasn't really going with the purpose. And so I was constantly getting hurt, whether it was my low back, my shoulder, pick a body part.
Yeah.
And so I knew something needed to change, and that's,
So you decided to shed the negativity, get rid of the negative energy, focus on the positive, and thus here we sit.
Here we are.
Current Potato State champion, Mr. Mustache.
Yes, sir.
The leader of the Mustache Club.
Yes.
The president.
$20. This shirt can be all yours.
It's a nice shirt. It's
It
very
is.
comfortable.
It's
a very comfy shirt. Speaking of which, you have a title defense coming up at our next event, the Leap of Faith, Lloyd Square, April 4th, against a very impressive young rookie, up and coming, Adrian Mercury, who recently posted on social media that you have been issued a cease and desist order by Dr. Robotnik because of how you currently dress in the ring. And I'll talk to Paris and see if we can't put up a little shot
graphic,
of you, a little graphic.
Oh, side by side.
A little graphic of your ring gear.
Yeah.
Just to see what's what. But she's under the weather right now, so we're not going to bother her about that. So I'll send her a strongly worded email.
Sounds good.
What do you have to say in response? If Adrian Mercury was sitting in front of you right now?
I mean, as far as the Dr. Robotnik stuff, I mean, honestly, that was kind of the idea.
That I'm sure you'll have a great match. I wouldn't take him lightly.
No, not at all.
I wouldn't take Adrian Mercury.
He's come a long way. I mean, I was just thinking,
he's a powerhouse.
He is. And, I mean, you look back at, I think, I'm not sure when he started, but the Canyon County Fair last year, he ended up wrestling like, 7 matches?
Something like that.
Lost all of them. But he still did it, and he's come a long way. I mean,
he sure has.
He's beat some top guys, and anything can happen on any given night.
So speaking of which, let's talk about the night you won that championship. We have the footage here.
Okay.
You versus Specialties for Hire Jeffrey Allen, the longest reigning Potato State champion in Wrestle Club history, being accompanied to the ring by his enforcer, Luke Primetime Powers.
My trainer.
So here we go. Things got off to a pretty bit of a quick start.
Yeah.
Attack them both on the outside of the double clothesline off the apron. Classic. I mean, look at you can see the work that you're putting in.
Oh, for sure.
Just, I mean, I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but my God, you look amazing.
No, I appreciate it. And even like days prior, putting on that gear for the first time, I was looking at myself going, I don't know about this. And I mean, and then I saw the match footage and I went, okay, I look the part. I like it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So,
and, I mean, granted, anybody standing next to Luke Powers, who looks like he was chiseled out of stone, but you give him a run for his money.
Absolutely.
Jeffrey Allen now putting on the pressure, choking you in the ropes, or a front throat hold.
Todd Silver calling the action.
Senior official, Todd Silver. Luke Powers taking a page out of God's gift, old playboy.
Right.
I didn't do anything. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what's wrong?
I'm just sitting.
Just encouraging him.
Ooh, how do those chops feel? They look like they hurt.
Everybody says wrestling's fake. You can't fake that.
No, right?
Not at all.
Look at the extension.
They do not feel good.
No, I can't imagine they would. That's why I sit at the commentary table.
And at that point, I don't look like I'm too sweaty yet, so I'm definitely not going to be sliding. So,
but speaking of sliding, you slid out of that move. Hit him with another powerful clothesline. Oh, and there's Luke Powers again.
There he is again. He just can't keep his hands off me.
Yeah, well, can you blame him? Look at you. But
that's a big freight train running in there. God, that tie thing he has
really
going
coming
on.
into play.
Trying to break my neck there.
How did that feel?
Oh, about as good as you can imagine it would.
And Todd Silver just beside himself. Where do you keep getting these ties?
Yeah, it's kind of like clowns coming out of a car. Just, he's pulling one tie after another, after another, after another. That's right. See, now old Monroe would have taken him probably. He was in perfect position to give a low blow, and that would have just been ideal.
Oh,
but he's trying to be the good guy. Oh, there's another one again.
Another tie. I love it.
Where does he keep getting these from?
My professional wrestling is my favorite thing.
Yeah, it is. Yep, sure is. See, there it is. So
now Todd Silver checking him.
Now that didn't look very impactful. That hurt. So,
that shot to the chest by Luke Powers.
He lit me up pretty good on that one.
Well, he again looks like he's chiseled out of stone.
Right.
Negative 75% body fat.
Seriously, I'm surprised. The back chop.
That's a good chop.
I'm not sure where I saw that from, but boy, I enjoy the heck out of doing that. Well, I didn't right there. That hurt.
Oh, the back chop. Got him. Well, it's a solid move, and it's one that you don't see a lot of. A lot of people don't see it coming. Because why would you? Getting the crowd on your side. I think it's interesting how quickly you were able to get the crowd behind you after spending so many years with them against you. Like, it really did. It was
like Bizarro land.
Yeah. Ooh,
oh,
low blow.
felt
Wow.
every bit of that one.
While Luke Powers has the referee distracted.
Yep.
Of course, Todd Silver doesn't realize anything's wrong because he's in the early stages of dementia.
Well, referees for you.
Oh.
Oh. Stealing my move that I stole fair and square from The Rock. And obviously he doesn't do as good as me because I kicked out.
I like to call that move the bookend just to make people mad. Luke Powers, that should have been 3. That should have been 3. And the crowd hates him.
He's an angry labradoodle.
Yeah, well, you don't look like that without being a little angry at yourself and at the world.
You have to
feeling like you have something to prove.
Use that at the gym.
Oh, gearing up.
Choke slam time.
Oh,
no, sir.
No, what a reversal.
Uh-oh. Wait, and how did you call this one?
It was the calf crusher.
Yeah, there you go. That was the first time I pulled that move out.
This was smooth.
Very smooth.
Smooth as silk. But then there goes Luke Powers.
And the funny thing was, he dragged us over so effortlessly. You figure that's like 400 pounds, and he's just dragging along.
Because again, look at him.
Mm-hmm.
He's so strong. Those aren't just built for show.
No.
They're built to go. Oh, no.
And nope, going for it. Boom.
Oh,
reverse that and code breaker.
Nice. And right
there
into
it is. And boom.
The mustache bomb. And we have a new champion.
The crowd goes wild.
Yeah. How did that feel after so many years of chasing singles championship glory?
Finally.
To finally have a belt that's yours, that you didn't steal.
No, that's huge.
How does that feel? How does it feel?
That was huge because, I remember winning the tag titles with Dr. Steve, and there was some outside interference in that, and I don't know, it didn't feel the same. And so, granted, we won the match. I'm gonna carry that title around proudly, but this was totally different. I mean, the hard work going into again, the body into shape, and new ring gear, new everything, and that kind of was, I'd say, the crowning achievement to this point.
Well, you definitely earned it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing like live professional wrestling. Speaking of which, Saturday, April 4th, 7 p.m. at Lloyd Square in Nampa. Join us as Wrestle Club presents Leap of Faith, where we will see the current Potato State champion defend that title against Adrian Mercury, and other great matches on the card as well. Be sure to reserve your seat online, anywhere you can find Wrestle Club. You can pay via Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or it's simply $10 at the door. Jonathan, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Superstar Spotlight. My name is Eric Cole, the voice of Wrestle Club, on behalf of Paris Duramio. Thank you. We'll see you next time.